story about fluoride in water.
Yeah.
Okay. And the link between fluoride in water with low IQ.
Yeah.
Okay. You read stuff like this and you're kind of sitting there saying, you know, what is the level of credibility in this? And it's been written about by different people. You shared me one of the articles that, you know, you and I were going back and forth on. So what is the link between, you know, high fluoride exposure that may lead to low IQs in children?
There are a number of studies. I think there are over 50, and they're all observational, associational studies. You can't really do an interventional study with this. But I believe there are over 50 studies that are associating increasing levels of fluoride with lower amounts of IQ in kids, which is scary because humans don't need fluoride in the water. The reason fluoride is in the water is because our diets are so bad. So putting fluoride in the water, it's debatable. There may actually be a decrease in tooth decay. At what cost? Potentially lower IQs. And the reason kids are getting so much tooth decay is because of, right, all these things that we're feeding kids. And I would argue kids are having so much tooth decay because of a lack of fat-soluble vitamins in their diet. So when I talk about eating fruit, when I talk about fruit juice, when I talk about honey, sometimes people say, but isn't that going to increase decay in my teeth? And I'll say, no, it won't if you are eating meat, if you are eating animal foods. So the full etiology, the picture with tooth decay and cavities is having excess sugar in your diet with an absence or a deficiency of vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin A, and vitamin K2. The fat-soluble vitamins, which occur in animal foods predominantly, are essential for the odontoblasts, which are the immune cells in your teeth. So I'm not telling people that they should just eat fruit or just eat honey, but if you are not getting fat-soluble nutrients in your food, which, you know, a lot of kids are deficient in because of either financial constraints or time constraints, or their parents don't understand these things, then it is ultimately that fat-soluble nutrient deficiency that is leading to cavities in humans.
Okay, so high fluoride. A parent who is trying to say, okay, I don't want my kids to have the high fluoride water,
Right.
What do you look for?
Well, you can filter the water, but it has to be reverse osmosis. So a Brita filter doesn't get fluoride out. You have to do reverse osmosis in your house to get rid of the fluoride. But I don't think we want fluoride in the water. There are definitely some places in the world where the water has a little bit more fluoride or less, and fluoride does occur naturally in the environment, but the levels that we are getting from water or from our toothpaste, which kids inevitably swallow, is much higher than what we need. And we really are pushing way too much fluoride into children. And then the problem becomes that because the fluoride is in the water system, you water a field with fluoride, it goes into plants. You're washing your fruits and vegetables in fluoride. It's on your food. So
wow.
It's pervasive. And I think
no matter what, so you're going to get it no matter what because of what's being used to grow the plants, grow fruit, grow.
It's difficult. The cows you're eating are fed water that potentially has fluoride in it. So it's pervasive, and the easiest thing would be removing it from your drinking water to decrease your exposure. But yeah, there's a lot of studies potentially linking fluoride to lower IQs. It's not something we had historically, right? And again, there's a really famous, I'll say this about tooth decay, really, really famous dentist in the 1940s named Weston Price. He traveled all over the world and he looked at the difference in tooth health and systemic health in indigenous tribes people who were living traditionally and those who had become integrated into Western society simultaneously. So these are people who are the exact same bloodline, similar genetics, and the differences in their oral hygiene and overall health between indigenous traditional ways and westernized ways were astounding. You should find some of the photos of Weston Price and some of these people. The book is Nutrition and Physical Degeneration, but if you just Google Weston Price and these photos will come up. They are so strong. Have you seen these photos before, Pat?
I have not.
So look at this one. These are photos of traditional people. There's no dentist, right? These are smiles from tribes people throughout the world. There's no dentist. There's no braces. Those are perfect teeth and wide jaws. These people do not brush with toothpaste. They don't even floss their teeth. And there are hundreds of these photos in the books. Can you find a juxtaposition photo of some of the people who were in the tribe and some of the people who were actually westernized at the same time? Because they have side-by-side comparisons of these people and they're just striking. You see one tribe's member, again, has this perfect smile and the other has teeth that are just falling out. It's pretty incredible.
That's the one.
These all look like they have good teeth, but
well, not the ones on the right. If
zoom
in a little bit.
Yeah. Look at the difference here. Yeah.
So the ones on the left,
Traditional diets, single ingredient foods, right? These people don't have processed food. Some of these tribes people file their teeth down. So there's a middle photo there. They're filing their teeth down as part of their cultural practices. But look at the smile on the top left.
yep.
It's like the most perfect smile you've ever seen. That is what happens when a child eats animal foods, not exclusively animal foods, but that is what happens when a child eats fat-soluble vitamins and animal foods. And all of these tribes prized animal foods. They had specific foods that they fed to pregnant and nursing mothers, whether it was fish eggs or certain organs of animals. But this is what happens in tooth health when you get enough fat-soluble vitamins. And it's not like those people weren't eating honey. They eat honey. They eat carbohydrates. They're eating potatoes. They're eating sweet potatoes and things like this. But it's just the oral health is really a window to the larger
what
conversation.
does Bobby say he wants to do with that, with fluoride and water?
I think he wants to take it out.
How successful do you think he could be doing that?
Well, it's been done. You can do it at a state-by-state level. I mean, some states can change it. It's actually probably a municipality level, but I think a federal mandate to remove fluoride would be pretty interesting.
What states don't allow it? Do you know states that don't allow it?
I don't know if there's a single state. I don't know. We could look it up. I don't think at a state level there's any state, but there certainly are counties in the U.S. that do not fluoridate their water.
There it is. Hawaii is the only state that bans fluoridation. Fluoridation. Most states leave it to individual water systems or localities.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Hawaii is the only one. Jersey, less than 20% of the population served by public water versus systemic use and fluoridated water. Oregon, less than 33% of population by water systems. Idaho, 34.7%. Then it's Louisiana, then Utah. States with law mandating fluoridation: California, Delaware, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Minnesota, Mississippi, Nebraska, Nevada. Some communities have voted to remove fluoride from their water systems. Mims Water in Brevard County, Florida, part of Gloverville, South Carolina, city in Iowa, Eldora, Syracuse, Indiana, Collier County, Florida, Emory, Wisconsin, State College, Pennsylvania, Brushy Creek, Texas. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this.
And if you live in a place where there is fluoride in your drinking water, just get a reverse osmosis filter. You can get them at Home Depot. They're a few $100s. They can go under the sink.
Do we have that, babe?
So I have the water delivery from Crystal Springs.
Uh-huh.
And then I have a Zero water filter. Have you ever heard of Zero?
I'm not familiar with that brand specifically.
Yeah, it's Zero.
Is it Zero water filter?
Yeah, so it's the top link. Yeah, that's it.
We could just look and see if it removes fluoride.
Do you know which one it is, babe? Is it just any of those?
It's a 5-stage filtering process that it uses. And this is the one, I use this one for like if we're going to make coffee or tea, things like that. And then the other one I have, the Crystal Springs, is the one that comes in the big, like 5-gallon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great.
What's the one you'd recommend?
I don't have a brand that I recommend, really. Most reverse osmosis will do it. Reverse osmosis will remove fluoride. This Zero water filter, I hadn't heard of it. It says it removes fluoride by 99%, but that's important, I think. And again, like tooth decay is important in kids, but fluoride is not the answer. It's better quality food. Hey guys, I am Paul Saladino. You can find me on Manect if you have any questions about diet, health, recovering from chronic illness or autoimmune disease. I'm excited to connect with you guys all there, and I'll see you in there.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.